Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, sports fans. What's
Who's
up?
watching this in the morning?
I don't know.
Serious question now.
The big fans.
Who wakes up in the morning and decides that they want to listen to us talking shit about shit?
It's the super fans, right? They must be out there. And I thank you for it.
Yeah. Thanks, super fans. Anyway, should we play the intro?
Play the intro.
Yeah, I'm really quite proud of this intro. I think the Academy Awards are going to be calling for this film. This is the part where I cut this video, put the intro in, and then we go. So this is it. Episode
Beautiful.
20, Corey.
Episode 20, man.
Can you believe we got you?
No. Definitely not.
Hey, I want to make something clear, because I know some people will only be listening on Spotify. But if you are only listening on Spotify, you're missing out because I am wearing a rather fetching shirt today. Let's just say that it's tropical in nature. So if you are only listening on Spotify, watch the video as well so you can see the shirt. And you can get in the summer vibe. How about
Yeah,
that?
we talked about Hawaii too much last time, and now he's on Hawaii shirts.
Yeah, I wonder if there'll be more Hawaii themed things coming up in the next few weeks. Who knows? We'll have
If
to
you get like
watch this space, I guess.
a Tom Selleck mustache, get that Hawaii 5-0 look going.
Let me declare this. I cannot grow a mustache quite as good as Tom Selleck.
Whoa, what's the deal here? You're on the San
I just
Pellegrino
don't think I
now?
got it in me.
Why are you on the San Pellegrino? What happened to
Well,
the milk?
yeah, I already had a litre of milk today. Well, I drank a litre of milk already today. You saying I need more?
I thought that was the thing. I don't know.
You're
I
probably
don't know.
right.
You've gone against your creed.
All right, well, look.
It's too
Around
late now.
halfway through, we'll take a pause, let the sports fans catch their breath, and I'll pour a glass of milk, all right? Because I don't want to let anyone down. I know people tune in to watch me drink milk, so I don't want to disappoint anyone. So I'll get a glass of milk in due course. Hey, I have a question for you.
Far away.
You mentioned Tom Selleck,
Yeah.
and that guy was a bit of a Chad.
Yeah, okay.
I was wondering the other day, who's a bigger Chad, Clint Eastwood or John Wayne?
Clint Eastwood. Oh, actually,
Why? Why'd you
yeah.
say that?
I just always. What was that movie that? It's not recent movie. What was it when he's the Vietnam veteran or something, and he's on the porch, just super disgruntled. What was that one called? Fuck.
I think is that Gran Torino?
That's it. Yeah, Gran Torino. Yeah, he was a massive Chad in that. Massive Chad.
Yeah, and we didn't get the chance to see really old John Wayne, right?
No.
I think John Wayne might have been the bigger Chad
Why?
because I truly think John Wayne didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. He had that persona.
Like if there was, yeah, like if John Wayne were alive now, he would be cancelled in about 5 seconds flat.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't be trying to be offensive in any way. He would just be saying he's from that generation, him and guys like Sean Connery. They never
Yeah.
bullshitted about anything in their life. They never pretended to think anything. They just
Is
said
Sean
what they thought.
is Sean Connery still alive?
I think Sean Connery died a couple of years ago.
I think so too. Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, Sean Connery was about 90 for about 30 years.
He did all right. Hey, as we're on the
Hey,
as we're on
actually,
the subject. Oh
go
no,
on.
you go. No, you go.
No. Go on.
Well, as we're talking about like movies and like chads, I took the time over the weekend and decided to watch the remake of Roadhouse.
Oh, okay.
Now, now I know how you
With Conor
feel.
McGregor.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal. Dude, have you seen the original Roadhouse?
I haven't.
Oh, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna watch the original, rewatch that. Fuck, that movie's good, and then I'll get into the modern one. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but all I'm gonna say is, I think they kind of did it well. And
Okay.
as the antagonist, Connor, he he plays it good. He plays a good bad dude, but
Well,
fuck, he's juiced to the gills.
I heard somewhere that Conor McGregor in Roadhouse was the highest paid first time actor in history.
Yeah, that's wild, eh?
Because this is his first ever movie. He's probably the highest paid first time boxer in history as well.
Yeah, so he was the highest paid MMA fighter, then the first crossover highest paid boxer, and then it was like first movie star highest paid.
And he's got a
Crazy.
massive whiskey brand.
Yeah. Well, he sold that.
Is that guy more juiced in terms of money or steroids?
I think he's got stacks on cash. But he's looking juicy in that movie, man. Holy fuck.
I saw a picture and he does look big. Hey, do you
Yeah.
remember? It wasn't that long ago. Do you know True Geordie? Have you heard of this guy?
No.
This English guy, right? He goes by the name True Geordie. I think he used to be a weightlifter, bodybuilder, something like that. Anyway, he's a big dude, and he was commenting on a video of Conor McGregor, who Conor McGregor clearly looked like he was out of his mind. I don't know what he'd been on that morning, but he was on another planet. And this guy, True Geordie, commented saying, "This is really sad to see someone who was such an eloquent speaker and, was a showman who is now this mess of a person." You need to look up the voice note that Conor McGregor sent to him on Twitter. It is unhinged.
Oh, yeah?
You have to listen to this.
I have not.
Right? He opens it by being like, "You fat estrogen head." Listen. You have to listen to this for the sports fans. Since you've never
No.
heard this, I'm going to play it for you so that we can get your live reaction. Okay.
So what era was this? Was this around like MMA days or after
This
the
was
loss
6
against
months ago.
Khabib? This is 6 months ago. Yeah.
Right. Listen to this, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Estrogen, what's happening? Bitch tits. Fat fucking bitch tits. Who the fuck are you? You little Bourne's victim looking thing. Fuck me, man. Who scalded you with a kettle? You fat fuck. You fat nobody. You little feminine pussy of a thing. I fuck pussy, yeah? Keep my name out of your mouth, you stupid cunt. Sick of seeing your fat born face. Scaldy, fat estrogen head. Oh my god, you can't understand what I'm saying, can you not, pal? got subtitles under the fucking thing saying exactly what I'm saying. So what are you saying, you little fat no-name?
Holy smokes! What an absolute fucking animal!
Imagine getting called out like that.
Estrogen head. How did I?
I made a
not hear
mistake. I made a mistake though. That was not 6 months ago. That was last May.
that? Okay,
But it was still
okay.
less than a year ago.
Yeah, but even then, like, he's on the recovery. He's on the he was on the juice for sure, or like pre or post production, whatever. But
Listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, okay?
okay,
But if you're an athlete and you take yourself out of the USADA testing pool, that is only for one reason.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
Why do we gloss over that?
It's not glossed over.
Let's not pretend that there's another reason for that.
There's no other reason. He did. I think it was a smart play on his part because he broke his leg, and they said, "We'll get better fast. Here's some substance that'll help your recovery." Throw him back in the gym, fills right out, put him in a movie. By then, there's no more USADA. USADA has been dissolved. So now he's just got to get that out of his system. He's back in the ring. I think he's saying he's back in the ring in June.
Okay, so when he comes back to fight, what weight is he fighting at?
Fucking heavy.
Big weight.
Dude, it's crazy to think, but he'll never get down to those featherweights or lightweights again. I think he's into welter. I think, or if he falls into middleweight, oh man, that's a fucking dangerous class.
Now, middleweight is what, 170?
I think it's 185.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because light heavy's 205. So I think it's 185.
And lightweight is 155, right?
Yeah.
That's where he was when he fought Khabib.
Yeah. And then welter's in between 185 and 155, which I think that's 175.
It's insane to think that Conor McGregor used to fight at 145 pounds.
Wild.
Have you seen what he looked like when at the weigh-ins at 145?
They
like
had
a
to hold.
fucking
They had
skeleton.
to hold him. They had to hold him up. When he's walking through
I
his
don't know
house,
how tall he is. I think he's like 5'9", right? He's not tall, but he's not short either.
Yeah, 5'9", 5'10".
And for him to get down to 145,
Yeah.
like he looks thin at 155.
Yeah.
You know, at 170 he looks well proportioned.
Well proportioned, yeah.
Well, whatever he's at now, he looks like the Incredible Hulk.
I might be entering catch weight or something. Fuck.
He'll be lining up to fight Francis Ngannou next.
Yeah.
That's mad. Is he still due to fight Michael Chandler?
I think that's the play. He's asked for a 3-round fight first, and then he mentioned a 5-round fight. So I think the 3
There's no way Buddy's going to last 5 rounds with all that weight on him.
No way. So 3
Conor
rounds.
McGregor was famous for gassing out already.
3 rounds, I think, is Chandler. 5 rounds, I think it's the rematch against Nate. Or vice versa.
That's the one I think everyone wants to see, don't they? Come on.
Yeah. Well, it's perfect, right? Because Nate beat him in the first, he beat him in the second. They have to settle it, right? That's the money fight.
Have you seen? There's a video of Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler where they're talking about, you know, this is from a while ago, right? Right. But they're talking about making the fight happen. and McGregor saying, I think it might be a 185.
Yeah,
Michael
yeah.
Chandler says, "I will." He says, "I'm not scared. I'll do it. I'll do it I'll do it at 185." And McGregor turns and says, "You'll do whatever you're fucking told."
Yeah, yeah. And he just zips it from there. He's like, oh,
It
fuck.
just listen. Whether you like Conor McGregor or not, surely you have to recognize that he is a huge part in MMA becoming as big as it is today.
It is, without a shadow of a doubt.
Without him, they're probably 10 years further behind than where they are now.
Yep.
The way he brought that
him.
sport to the masses.
Yep.
Like, there hasn't been anyone else that sells a fight as well as him in this generation, I don't think.
Yeah, no, man. Everyone goes to see that guy. Yeah, I've seen.
And
like,
the crazy thing was,
I've seen GSP at the Bell Center. Fucking insane. At GSP, he would sell some fights, especially in Canada and shit, and the reign that he had. But nothing like Conor, man. Like, Conor is the goat at selling fights, bro.
Conor McGregor changed the game and sold himself better than anyone. But what people actually forget is that he was a seriously good fighter as well.
Yeah.
Like, let's not forget, Jose Aldo was the champion. I think, wasn't he the only ever champion in that division until Conor McGregor came along?
And I think he had, I don't want to fuck this up, but I think he had a 2,000 day plus streak at holding the belt.
Yeah, like Jose Aldo was a serious fighter.
Yeah.
And he murked him, and that changed the game forever.
Yeah. Big time.
It would have been interesting to see Conor McGregor fight someone like Khabib before he had gone to fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
I got really swept up in that as well. I genuinely thought, this is how dumb I was, I genuinely thought that McGregor would beat Floyd Mayweather in that fight.
I'm with you on that one, man. Like, as much as I do like a bit of an upset or an underdog, what Conor had shown leading up to that fight and fighting in 5-ounce gloves and being as good as he is on his feet, for the whole fight to be on your feet, it can't go to the ground. Yeah, man, I thought about it. I definitely said it. I think I even said I was taking bets that I would take Conor, and then so many people were like, "Yep, deal. I'll take Mayweather." Kind of bit me in the ass for sure. But could you imagine if you got the upset? Fuck.
I think we all just wanted the upset, right?
Yeah.
I think it was a match made in heaven, because all of the fights that Mayweather was having at that time were all billed as, can someone finally beat Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah.
And no one could, and no one actually really got close.
Yeah. No.
So then the Conor name, who had been such a force of nature in MMA, and we all knew that in a real fight, Conor would beat Floyd Mayweather. So I think that's probably what brought everyone along, and tricked everyone into thinking that it was possible that he could beat Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
But when you actually think about it now, in hindsight, it's so obvious that he was never going to beat Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match. Yeah. It's such a silly idea.
Yeah, it's
such a bizarre thing that we would even consider.
Yeah. Yeah, but fuck, man. Like I said, if the upset happened, man, that would have been fucking massive. I would have been laughing all the way. I probably would have been up $100 instead of being down 100, you know? And I would have been laughing now. But it's not the case.
Well, I think we saw a similar thing with Francis Ngannou recently, but then Anthony Joshua put that to bed.
Fucking fast, man. That was wild.
Like that was a. Now the question there is did Ngannou not really show up, or was his fight against Fury a bit of a fluke? Did Fury not take the fight very seriously? What is clear is that Anthony Joshua looked good and made really short work of that fight.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with the heavyweight division now in boxing, in my opinion. It's fucking everywhere right now. You can't call shit, right? Usyk beat Joshua. Fucking Usyk and Fury didn't happen. Fury beats Ngannou. Joshua beats Ngannou. It's these fuck. What's his name? Who was the guy that Fury fought? Wilder. Deontay Wilder.
Wilder?
Yeah, Wilder. Yeah, and Fury
Yeah.
beat him. You know, like it's everywhere right now. That's the hardest division to call a fight.
Well, the way I see it now is we have to see Fury against Usyk.
Yes.
Right? We have to get that one sorted. I can't speak for the whole world, but I know everyone in Britain wants to see Fury fight Anthony Joshua.
That has to be done as well. That has to be done in England. That'd be so fucking sick.
We all want to see Fury beat Usyk, get that out of the way, because we all want to see Fury and Joshua fight. Like I would put it that at this point, if there was only one fight left, it would have to be Joshua and Fury. Like those two have been dancing around each other for 10 years now.
Years, yeah.
They have to get it on.
Dude, it'd be so sick. So good.
You know, I just feel like that's the fight that's got to happen. In Wembley.
Obviously.
90,000 people. And like we all just want to see that. Like I think I don't know if we need, I don't fucking know what I'm talking about, do I? I just want to see lots of fights all the time.
Yeah.
Like the sad thing is now is that 2 or 3 fights a year is now considered a prolific fighter.
Yeah. Which
you know, like
irritating.
I think when Mike Tyson was champ in his first year as champ, I think he fought like 10 times.
He took a fight 3 months after he got out of prison.
Yeah, and he murked that guy as well, didn't he? Have you seen Joe Rogan's takedown of that fight? He basically says he's Mike Tyson's just got straight out of jail, and he's been put in the ring with this guy who looks like a prison officer.
Yeah.
And they're in the ring at the stare down, and the opponent is shaking from side to side, looking at Tyson, and Tyson's not moving. He's staring right at him like an animal, like he's going to eat him.
It's the eyeballs that get me. He's just like moving his eyeballs side to side, like following his movement.
Yeah.
Like an apex predator.
Yeah. Like that was scary. That prime Tyson, right, has to be the scariest fighter.
Oh yeah.
Ever. Surely.
You see the videos that have recently come out. Like, I shouldn't say recently come out. They've always been about, but in regards to like the person that he hated becoming, and like how he would cry at like before the walkout and going out. He was having an interview with William Shatner, and he's like, "What do you mean? Like, what do you mean you're crying? You're like the baddest man on the planet." He's like, "I just hate the person I become." Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah. I think he went into depth in that. I think it was with Joe Rogan
Yeah.
when he interviewed him, saying that that's why he didn't fight anymore. That's why he didn't go to the gym anymore, because he didn't like who the person he became
Yeah.
when he was in that competitive mode.
Yeah, dude.
But I think Mike Tyson is a bit misunderstood. I think he's a lot smarter than people give him credit for. And when you actually stop and listen to what he says, I think he's quite logical, and he's generally quite well thought out in his approach to things. Just with fucking fists of fury.
Heavy hands, man. And that peekaboo
It will be interesting
style
to watch that
just
fight.
wild to see. The peekaboo style is just crazy.
Yeah, and what impresses me most, especially when you watch young Mike Tyson, is just how well balanced he is at all times as well.
Yeah.
Like he looks. You look at the top half of his body, and it looks like he's swinging wild, right? But when you look at the bottom half of his body, his feet are perfectly planted at all times.
Oh yeah.
So he's in perfect harmony. The rotation is perfectly balanced to where his feet are. Not only was he just a scary power puncher, but just had amazing technique as well.
Yep. You hit the nail on the head. So then I guess we've got to ask the question then. Is he going to beat Jake Paul?
Well, that's the $1 billion question, right? Because Jake Paul, although everyone makes fun of Jake Paul's boxing career, I think it's unfair because he is a serious fighter.
He can fight now.
He's not a bum, you know.
No.
He hasn't beaten anyone at the top of their game. Let's be honest.
A lot of MMA,
but I think,
he took on Tommy. He took on Tommy Fury.
Yeah, he fought Tommy
that.
Fury, lost that, and I think Tommy Fury gave him a little bit of a lesson that night. Although I don't think he really hurt him that much.
Yeah,
he taught him a thing or two about boxing. But there's still a lot of question about whether Tommy Fury really is a genuine top draw fighter as well, right?
Sure.
So, Tommy Fury is a step up from everyone else he's fought. But if Tommy Fury wasn't called Tommy Fury, then would we take him as seriously as we do otherwise?
Yeah, true. Yeah, he's got that name, doesn't he?
You know, that's my thought on it, is that if Tommy Fury wasn't the brother of Tyson Fury, would we put such weight on his name? Don't think so.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's a bad fighter. I just don't. He hasn't proven himself to be anywhere near the level of what Tyson Fury would be.
Right. Yeah. Here's the thing for me though. If Jake Paul's 27, Mike's 57. Mike's the baddest man on the planet back in his day. Still pretty fucking badass dude. In theory, he's a heavyweight. Always has been a heavyweight. Jake, he's up and down in weights, isn't he? I don't think
Jake's
he's staying in one class.
He's probably light heavyweight, maybe a cruiserweight.
Cruiser, yeah. You know, age can be a thing, but
you have to expect.
I'd hate to see this as another. I can't use washed up because Tyson's still a bad man, but it's on Netflix. It's the first live sporting show on Netflix. If Tyson loses this, I think he might have been paid off. And I hate to say it.
That's a big claim, Corey.
Because in theory,
listen,
he's going up against a guy that's fucking huge. But he's 30 years old.
Yeah, but okay.
And look, hey, I like Jake Paul. I think he's doing great for what boxing is and entertainment and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. But I think Tyson should have this.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree necessarily. I think that in the first round, you have to favour Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
In the second round, you probably still favour Mike Tyson. In the third, fourth round, anyone's game. In the fifth, sixth round, you have to favour Jake Paul. The longer that fight goes on,
yeah.
like I believe that I believe that Mike Tyson is taking this fight incredibly seriously, and he will be working as hard as possible to be as well conditioned as possible. But I just don't know how well conditioned a mid-50-year-old guy can be when you compare him to a guy who was in his late 20s.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
So I just think that I just don't know if he'll be able to hold that level of intensity for that many rounds. Like, there's a big difference between seeing Mike Tyson hitting the pad for 10 seconds, fierce, and actually completing rounds of boxing.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a good call. Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to watch it and find out.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, then back to my original question. Who would win in a fight, Clint Eastwood or John Wayne? No guns allowed.
Ah, shit. Except for the two
Just-
pythons that they have.
Yeah, just fucking hammering each other.
Are they in their prime?
They'd be... Yeah. They'd say they're both in their mid-30s, 40 years old.
Clint. Gotta go Clint.
You know, okay. To take a sidetrack for a second. I mentioned to a friend the other day about how testosterone levels in men have dropped drastically over the last 20, 40 years. You must have heard about this, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we're talking drastic. I believe that your average 20-year-old male now has the same level of testosterone as a 60-year-old did 40 years ago.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Which is insane, right? All you have to do is look at what a 30-year-old John Wayne looked like to see that this ain't bullshit.
Yeah.
Have a look what a 30-year-old Sean Connery looked like.
Yeah.
Who's a modern, like, Justin Bieber is 30 years old,
Yeah, that's strange.
right? Compare what Justin Bieber looks like now at 30 years old versus what Sean Connery and John Wayne looked like at 30 years old.
John Wayne's a fucking tank, man. He's a big boy. He's got a big old head on him too.
Yeah, big old head. But this is the difference, right? The men these days aren't men; they're boys.
Yeah.
And John Wayne and Sean Connery were not. So I was wondering how can someone not? Okay, how does someone not know the testosterone levels have tanked in a generation or two?
How does someone not know?
Like, how would you go through life not picking up that information?
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's a deep one. How do you know?
That's a deep one, isn't it? Because,
Yeah.
well,
I just know what I know.
because yeah,
And
but the trouble I have is that I assume everyone knows all the things that I know.
yeah. Yeah, fair.
Do you know what I mean? When I hear something that I find interesting, I assume that everyone else already knew that, and I only just found out.
Yeah.
So when I then say something that I think is interesting and someone doesn't know about it, I think to myself, "Oh shit! What have you been doing all this time that you don't know that?"
I think that has to come down to, their personal preferences, whether it's not health forward and it's more, I don't know, movies or some like just whatever, right? Like that's something that we're interested.
Did you train today?
No, but I trained yesterday and the day before, and I got to train tomorrow. Why?
So you didn't train today.
No.
Did it bother your parents?
Where the fuck did that come from? Did you train today? Did you train?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
What did you train?
Yeah. Everything.
Everything. Elaborate.
Well, I had a good go on a bit of this and a bit of that.
Yeah, the this and that machine. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the this and that machine.
Yeah.
And then I went over to the over there section.
Uh-huh.
Did a
Cool.
bit of floor standing and sitting.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like you didn't really go.
Well, look, I did, and I don't want to have to film it just to prove it to you.
No. I was just honest. I said I didn't work out, but then you proceeded to tell me yes, and I'm just curious on what you did. You could have just said back and by. So I probably still wouldn't have believed that. But you could have said anything.
Listen, I did do it, but that's not the point. Point is, the question that I asked you, did you train today? There's nothing I enjoy more. I realize that I'm old now, right? Because I enjoy
You're young.
winding
You're
up
fucking younger than me.
teenagers.
Yeah.
Listen. I am not 17 anymore. I'm not 18 anymore. I'm not 19 anymore. I'm not even 20 anymore. But on occasion, you interact with these kids, right?
Yeah.
Like, I bet you work with a whole bunch of them, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they genuinely are a different generation, right? These are the kids who grew up on TikTok.
Yeah.
So they are built different. And I love winding them up. I love pretending to be a complete dinosaur around them. Like, I love to be a stereotypical old man around them and like say weird off the cuff old man shit. Like, I'll go up to them and be like, "Did you train today?" And they'd be like, "No, rest day." I'm like, "What's that?" It's like, do you think your enemies are resting today? Can you afford a fucking rest day?
Do you think you deserve it?
I love like
The next time that happens, you should probably just hit him with some fucking random ass quotes as well. Hit him with the it's better to be a warrior in a garden than it is to be a gardener in a war.
Yeah. That's a
Did you
good
train
one.
today?
Yeah, that's
No?
a good one.
Hit him with that.
That's a good one. Yeah,
I fucking love that
think
one.
they. Yeah, that is a good one. But I'll go run right up to them and be like, "Did you train today?" Like, completely out of nowhere as well. Like, first thing I've said to them that day, I'd be like, "Did you train today?" Like, "No, a rest day today." I'm like, "You're fucking 20 years old. Do you think you need a rest day? Get out there."
Yeah, I mean, if I had
The
known,
warrior in a garden.
if I had known had I been 20 and how quickly I would bounce back from workouts of like DOMs and just fucking body aches and whatever. Oh man, I would have kept on going. I would have done 2-a-days every day.
Well, I think okay. Here's the thing. I think this is like drummed into us, and I think that my mother to this day, when I tell her I'm in the gym, she's like, "Oh, be careful." She's like, what are you doing in the gym? I'm like, "Oh, I'm lifting heavy tin," and she's like, "Oh, not too heavy. I hope. Just be careful." Right. So I think that society holds us back a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't live in a society that champions excellence like that. We live in a society that tells you, make sure you take your rest days, don't work too hard,
Yeah.
calm, keep it calm, right? I think that we're way more capable than we think we are. We're way stronger than we think we
100%.
are. And we can bounce back a lot quicker and a lot better than we think we do. We're just playing it safe all the time.
100%, man. I couldn't agree anymore. Yeah. It's actually really funny because the way you said that about your mum, I was having a conversation with my dad like maybe about a month ago, and he's been very like motivational for me as like growing up with different kind of sports and things. And I was lifting weights when I was like, I think like 14 or 15 or something, just doing like, he's just like, oh, just do this and do bench press and do bicep curls and shit. And the other day I told him I was doing the half Ironman. You know what he said to me? He goes, you know, you're not built like David Goggins, right?
Just holding you back, telling you can't do
like,
it.
I was like, Jesus fuck. I'm like, Dad, come on, man. Like, you're supposed to be like, yeah, go get it. He's like, you know you're not built like Goggins. No, I know I'm not built like Goggins, fuck. But you think that's gonna stop me? It was very funny. It was very funny to me.
But then I think that's the thing, is that you're a more headstrong person than most, right? So I think that kind of negative reinforcement genuinely does hold back a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the you have maybe had the experience to tell you that you don't have to listen to that you can do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and
so that's
I mean, it's only 2 months around the corner.
I think that's a negative, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
How is your training going?
It's been a lot more weights recently. I was battling for about a month ago. I was battling a bit of like a chest infection, kind of sinus thing, so I backed off the cardio. But yeah, about to get back into it. And then I got my wetsuit like the other day. I brought a nice pair of flashy running shoes, and yeah, got the whole kit ready to go.
I like buying new running shoes.
Do you want to see these bad boys?
Yeah, of course I do.
You're gonna have to entertain the sports fans real quick.
Listen, sports fans, while Corey goes to get those running shoes, let me tell you something. There's no greater joy than buying new sports equipment, because you feel like a pro every single time. I love buying new running shoes. You know when you buy new running shoes,
Yeah,
and you genuinely feel like you're running faster for those first few runs.
I tried these on at the store today, and he's like, "Why don't you jump on the treadmill?" I was like, "Holy shit, there's a treadmill in here!" I jumped on it, and he's like, "Yeah, it's in miles though, so be careful." I was like, "Okay, whatever." Put it up to 5 mile. I'm like, "Oh, that's sick." Put it up to 6.5. Oh, awesome. I'm at 8, and holy fuck, man, these shoes kick ass. Want to tell the sports fans that I am not sponsored by this company, and wish one day to hopefully be sponsored by this company. We got the Hoka.
Is that Hoka?
The Hoka Cielo X1s. These
Don't
bad
give them
boys-
too much credit because they're not paying you, remember?
I know. But these bad boys got a nice little carbon fiber plate in here. They weigh fuck all. They're light as fuck. Look at the cushion in here. It's like a mesh material in here.
Yeah, I would say they look quite nice, but they look quite. The color scheme's quite fruity, almost like your mic.
Yeah, that's why I went with them. You know, just a little bit colorful, just like my attitude. You know.
Is there anything you're trying to tell us?
Unlike you, Reese, where you hit the darkness
Is there
quite
anything
a bit.
you want to get off your chest?
Unlike you, when you hit the darkness in every second episode, I don't buy black shoes. I buy some colorful ones because I bring in the rainbow. The rainbow gives me life, and I'm quite happy with the colors of the rainbow in my microphone and my shoe. So you can keep your darkness.
Hey, whatever helps you sleep at night. How do you know? How do you know I've got black running shoes?
Because the darkness comes out of you. Every other episode, we're going to get some darkness. We actually drew some darkness. Actually, it's been a little minute, but we can curb the darkness for now.
Okay, well, I don't have much darkness. I don't have much darkness to say, but just as a closing note on the whole fat people bullshit.
Go.
Have you seen this guy on Instagram, Silverback Tarzan?
No, I have not. Am I going to have to pull him up? I'll pull him up. Great Insta handle, though.
Have a
Holy
quick
fuck.
look.
Silverback Tarzan. How could you forget that?
Now, I don't know how old he is.
Holy
How old
fuck.
would you say he is?
This fella? 65. It's got to be 65. 65?
Well, I don't know for sure, but let's be generous and let's say he's at least 50 years old.
Man, if this guy's 50, he might have had a rough life. I'm going with 60. My final answer is 60.
Okay, well, whatever age he is, he's incredibly fit and strong.
Yeah.
And what got me down the other day, I was on the tube and this fat cunt got on, right? And he was huge. But he looked like he had a lot of money. He was wearing a very nice suit. Didn't fit him very well. But you could tell that it was a very expensive suit. An expensive watch. And what irks me a little bit is that the fat guy on the tube in this society is probably considered more successful than this Silverback Tarzan guy.
That's a shame.
But I know which one I'd rather be.
100%.
Like, so what? Why is it then? Why do we only value money? Why is it that we think that the fat guy on the tube is more successful than this guy who can do a handstand at 65 years old?
I think it has everything to do with a bit of like the veil, I guess, where it's maybe even the 7 deadly sins, a bit of the gluttony, a bit of the fuck, I've lost it. But you see that, you want that, you want.
Hey, can
wealth,
I tell you?
Because you think you have wealth, that if you are that way, then you can pay someone to make you fit. But that's not how it works. So I feel like it's a bit of a veil.
I can't
that's over
imagine
your eyes.
anything. I can't imagine anything that's more important than keeping yourself fit and healthy.
And but then I also feel that if you do keep yourself fit and healthy, then the rest of that will come. Because if you're fit and healthy, then then you have mental clarity, and then you can go into these things, challenges. You can, if you challenge your body and your mind, then you can go into that job interview and ace it and get paid a little bit more, and then climb the ranks. You know what adversity is like. You can't bench press 300 pounds, so you come down a level, just like in your job. You can't go all the way to CEO. You're going to have to come down a few pegs and make your way up. So I feel like
I agree with you totally.
Yeah.
But I see so many of us in society making decisions that are good financially that we know will negatively affect our health.
Yeah.
It's like we've got it backwards. You know, I can think of examples, right? Like anyone who signs up to work irregular work hours, working nights, for example, that we know is bad for your health.
Yeah.
Right? Like even just overworking, right? Accumulating stress by overworking, we know is bad for your health, but we do it because we want to make money. But then you make the money, and then you have to spend the money to fix your health that you wouldn't have to do if you hadn't chased the money, ruining your health in the first place.
100%. And I bet that person that was on the tube is probably like, he's like, one day I'm going to have so much money I can hire David Goggins to be my coach. That ain't going to happen. And if it was to happen, his fitness wouldn't change. His mindset wouldn't change. So,
Fat cunt.
yeah. Bit of deception, you know?
Bob Marley said, some people are so poor all they have is money. Now, I think that only a rich person can really say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that you can't, with any credibility, say that money is evil unless you've first attained money.
Yeah.
You can't say that running a marathon is stupid until you've run a marathon.
And it's stupid.
Yeah. Running a marathon is stupid.
And I know I'm going to have to fucking do
insane
one.
thing to do with your time.
I know I'm going to have to fucking do one because I am going to have to do this full Ironman in the near future. Yeah.
You're just built different, aren't you? You're just cut from a different cloth. They don't make them like you anymore. Absolute animal.
They've been on too much TikTok, mate.
Hey, you know the phrase, you want to get big, you better eat big.
Yeah. Go on.
I ate a whole pot of clotted cream after my dinner today, right? Do you know how many calories is in a small pot of clotted cream?
I'm actually really stoked now that you didn't have a pint of milk after your already liter and pot of clotted cream. You milky bastard. No, I do not know how much calories is in a tub of clotted cream.
Okay, it's only 200-gram pot of clotted cream, right? This motherfucker said there was 6 servings in there. Let me tell you this. I had it all. There was 1,000 calories in that small pot, right? I think calories are bullshit.
Okay. Why?
And I'll tell you why. Because if you've ever seen what the fitness chef is posting out there, he says things that are wildly stupid, but he gets away with it on the basis that the information is correct in terms of calories.
Yeah, that's irritating.
But what we know what he's saying is full of shit. So that must mean that calories don't mean anything.
Fuck. A fillet of salmon and 6 Ferrero Rochers have the same calorie content. I know what I'm having.
Listen, if you're the fitness chef and you make a post comparing the nutritional value of 6 Ferrero Rochers and a fillet of salmon, you should go to jail for that.
Yeah. People are going to see that, man, and they're just going to compare it and be like, you know what? I can have 6 Rochers.
Yeah, and I was going to have 2 fillets of salmon, so I could have 12 Ferrero Rocher.
You just dummy a box of Rocher, yeah.
Like, what a fucking charlatan.
Yeah. Yeah,
Does
that's
it not
irritating.
make you angry?
The
Actually,
the placement of the wording with that article is also irritating, where it had that little like writing underneath, and then it was like bold and heavy of the same calories. I don't know, maybe he's very smart or fucking.
I've blocked him on Instagram because I don't want to see his stuff. But if you just type in fitness chef, you can see where other people have used his stuff. What has he said to you? What's this guy done? What bullshit is he saying now? Listen, basically, don't listen to a fucking word that the fitness chef says, alright? Because he's full of shit.
Yeah.
Are you looking at his stuff?
I'm looking at one now where it's talking vitamin C levels per 100 grams. And at the bottom, it's got all these like fruits and veg. And at the bottom, it has chili sauce. It looks like sriracha. You get 75 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 grams with chili sauce. That means that's more than blackberries, more than passion fruit, more than mango, more than oranges, more than strawberries, more than persimmon, slightly less, 2 milligrams less than a lemon, vitamin C, a little bit less than a kiwi.
Okay. My problem with all of this is that what he's saying, he can get away with saying because there's probably some factual accuracy to it, but what he completely neglects is that living a healthy life is not just about counting macros. You have to eat real food.
Yeah.
And like the fitness chef would have you eat a big pile of sludge if it had the right macros in it.
But then he puts up this stuff, which kind of like makes sense to me. And it's titled Just the Coffee. And it has, what is it? 6, 12, 14. 14 coffees per week. 14 large caramel macchiatos, 3,500 calories. 14 large lattes, 2,600 calories. 14 large cappuccinos, 1,680 calories. And then 14 Americanos, obviously coffee and water, zero calories. So of course that makes sense. Because if you're adding milk or fucking caramel sauce, the calories are going to go through the fucking roof. But
yeah, that's true.
But this one makes sense.
He's comparing apples to apples there, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he's not comparing apples to apples when he's saying that the you could have Ferrero Rocher instead of salmon.
Yeah, that's madness. It's irritating.
I would love I would love to actually just talk to him and see what his
the angle is. There's got to be some sort of angle.
thought process. Yeah, like is he being paid to say this?
Yeah,
I don't
know, man.
I mean, he's got quite a successful platform. I think he sells like diet plans and things like that.
Wow.
Like he seems to be doing all right, but it's just I vehemently disagree with his message.
Yeah, I think other than that coffee one, that's the only one that kind of makes sense. But like you said, apples to apples, right? It's just, yeah, irritating.
Like that's so obviously bullshit. Ferrero Rocher and salmon.
Yeah,
Listen, even just talking about the fitness chef makes me angry. Okay,
yeah.
so I'm going to suggest that we don't talk about the fitness chef for another few episodes after this.
Deal, man.
Because as far as I can tell, he's
Charlatan.
at best charlatan. He makes me angry. Listen, I think we better wrap it up there.
Roger. Before
But
we go down a dark path.
This was fun. Yeah. We'll save that for the next one. Let us know, sport fans. Do you want us to go really dark in the next one?
Fuck. How dark are we going, man?
Pretty dark.
Oh, I better hide.
Let me just leave you with this. Let me just leave you with this. This is how dark we're going. By 2100, the projected population of Lagos, Nigeria, will be 88 million people.
Okay.
Now that's pretty dark.